Hello, Golden Desert. We are going to take a look at how to find the tournament homepage because we had a lot of questions at the last tournament that can be answered if we spend some time looking at the tournament's webpage. So when you log into tabroom.com, you'll probably see a layout a little bit like this. Your entry to the next tournament might be here, your judging ballots might be here, but where we really want to go is the tournament list. So we're just going to click on where it says tabroom.com, and that's going to bring us back to the big list of tournaments. We want to look for local tournaments, so they're all in Nevada. And we want to look for the next tournament, which is GDSDA4S. So once we get to the tournament homepage, we have a welcome letter. Then we have a bunch of sub-pages. So we're going to go over the important stuff in the welcome letter first, and then where to navigate in the sub-pages. So once again, extemp rounds will remain online for at least this month. These ground rules on the homepage only apply to Saturday, which again is at West Career and Technical Academy. So first of all, if you are a CCSD student, you need to have the CCSD required COVID activity form in your teacher's hands no later than tomorrow. If your teacher does not have that form, they cannot give it to your school's activities administrator, who also needs a copy. So it's not good enough to bring it to the tournament on Saturday. It has to be on file with your school, which means it needs to be turned in no later than Friday. Again, we want only active participants in the tournament on campus for the tournament. There is no spectating. So if your parents are judging, they're in their room judging. They're not watching your rounds. That normally doesn't happen at tournaments anyway. If you've finished your round and your parent's still judging, you'll hang out in your squad room or you'll wait for them outside in the quad. You can't go and watch their round even though you're done, because we need to know who's in each room for contact tracing purposes. Similarly, once you arrive on campus, you are to remain on campus. You are not to go off campus for lunch. There will be food trucks available for lunch for everyone. Judges' food will be covered, as it always is. Students, you need to bring money for food. There will be more trucks this time, and we've changed the schedule so that there shouldn't be overlap in who's out there waiting for food. Everyone needs to complete the health screening prior to arriving at the tournament. Coaches, you know how to do this. If you are not a CCSD coach, you need to go fill out the form that is available at this link before you arrive on campus. If you answer any of the questions on that form with yes, you do have some sort of symptom, you have been in contact with someone who has COVID, then you have to contact your coach and stay home. You cannot be at the tournament if you are not answering all of those health waiver questions with no. Again, you're going to fill that out before you get to the tournament. Okay, and we do reserve the right, if people are symptomatic at the tournament, to send you home. So please make sure that you fill that out appropriately beforehand. If you are feeling sick, stay home. But if you come to the tournament, you start feeling sick during round one, you didn't feel sick before you came, you need to tell your coach and you need to go home. Okay? Our safety, all of our safety is the most important thing. Everyone attending must wear an approved face covering at all times unless you are actively eating or drinking, including while you are presenting during rounds. No matter what, you need to have your face covering on. An approved face covering covers the individual's face from the bridge of the nose to fit snugly under the chin and against the sides of the face with no gaps for air to enter or exit. Neck gaiters, bandanas, masks with valves or vents, and face shields worn without a mask are not appropriate face coverings. Please make sure that you are showing up to the tournament wearing an appropriate mask. It can be a surgical mask, it can be a KN95 mask, it can be a cloth mask. Needs to be a mask that covers from the bridge of your nose to snugly under the chin and fits snugly against the sides of your face with no gaps for air to enter or exit. Eating should only take place in the designated areas with appropriate social distancing. It should be nice on Saturday. We have plenty of areas to eat outside. So please try as much as possible to eat outside. If we're not able to eat outside, we'll make sure that we have appropriate social distancing inside. While you are eating, you should try to stay with your team. If you're eating with one of your parents who's there to judge, that totally makes sense, but try to stay with the people who are already a portion of your squad. Okay? Teams are going to gather like they did for the novice tournament in your squad rooms before, between, and after rounds rather than in the cafeteria or other large areas where you would normally be. Squad rooms are for only the students from that school. The coaches from your school will be in your room. Judges, you could visit your squad rooms, but you probably have a lot of judging to do, so you don't need to worry about the squad rooms. You should only be in your squad room, eating outside, or in your competition rounds. You should not be trying to get into other people's squad rooms. You should not be hanging out in the hallway. You should be in your competition room, in your squad room, or eating outside. Okay? Adult judges are going to gather in the judges' room before, between, and after rounds, where we will be ensuring appropriate social distancing. Judges should only be in the judges' room eating outside or in their competition rounds. So please try to stay in the designated areas. That way we know where people have been and we can appropriately socially distance and contact trace. We need everybody to have a linked Tabroom account, competitors and judges. That's how we are going to communicate with you. So please make sure that your Tabroom account is linked. If you are a competitor and your account isn't linked, your coach has been notified to help you get that linked. Awards are going to continue to be announced on YouTube the day after the tournament so that everyone can leave as soon as they are done. Because once you have finished your last round, unless you are waiting for your bride who's still in their last round, either in your squad room or outside, you should be leaving the tournament. The tournament will provide access to the school's Wi-Fi for all participants. There will be a designated help area in the quad. And if you have any questions, you should reach out to us. Now, we also have sidebar areas. So the activity form is here. If you didn't get it yet, you can click there and print it. The synchronous online XTEMP schedule. Remember, we are still on the NSDA platform. The XTEMP schedule looks pretty much the way it always has. The XTEMP topic areas. The health protocols, again, if you don't want to look through the welcome letter. We'll put the room numbers for your squad rooms here. The debate tournament schedule. So you know when your rounds are. Everyone needs to arrive at the tournament by 8 a.m. Everyone should be in their squad room by 8 a.m. And then we will begin everything at 8:30 with the staggered lunch breaks. The topics are the current NSDA topics, but we do have a new legislation packet, so please make sure if you're in Congress, you're using the right legislation. And then yet another link to the Congress legislation. Thanks, Golden Desert. I hope this is helpful, and remember to get to any tournament's webpage, because all tournament web pages have information like this. We just click on tabroom.com, we put in NV, and we can go to a different tournament's webpage where we have the sidebar information that tells us what to do for that tournament, like speech filming tips. Thanks, Golden Desert. See you soon.